Hello, thank you for tuning into this section of reads. These reads are definitely valid for whenever you come to them. The cards and dice, that's going to be below. This should be on YouTube channel James13 Wicca, just in case you're seeing it somewhere else. This is where it should be on YouTube. And that being said, this is the last month I'm going to be doing readings Renewed and Rescued, but there's cool things there if you want to check it out. It's in Herkimer, New York. If you'd like a reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. It's James the number 4 at James the number 4 astral@gmail.com. Excuse me, it should be right down here. And if you'd like the donation information, that's below, same email. Thank you very much for watching. Let's go ahead and get into your reading. Hello, Aquarius. Thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. These readings are valid for whenever you come to them. That being said, what do we have for Aquarius? Aquarius. I don't even know. Okay. Why? I know there's something else here. So this might be one of those, I don't know, we gotta see. I don't know exactly what way this is going just yet. There's a lot of questionable cards here. Some of them are good, some of them are like, ooh, I don't know about that. Okay, so we've got a lot of cards. Something starts off fairly good. Actually, I would dare say, you got like 3 aces. What one are you missing? Ace of Pentacles. You got the other 3, though. And they seem to be coming in all at once. Ace of Swords, Ace of Fire, and the Ace of Water. So we got air, fire, and water coming in all at once. And it seems like that should be good. And you're coming from a place, whatever this subject is, you've been very self-sufficient and content up to now. Take that with a grain of salt. It could just be that you felt like you were in control of whatever was going on up till now. It could be that. Because I said content, and I'm getting like a little sideways, like, maybe you felt you were more in control or could like do this or do that. Maybe more flexibility. This is interesting. This is 9 of Pentacles. This is like, I got the structure under control. I know what I can and can't do with it. Okay. And I'm looking to make new decisions. And I'm kind of excited about that. I feel good about that. But I'm also at a precipice where I'm like, when I make this new decision, I'm expecting it to last quite a while. I just got to make sure I make the decision I really want, because whatever I'm going into, be it a new job, relationship, house, whatever it may be, I plan to be a part of this for quite a while. I'm not looking just to test it out, or just have a taste. Anyway, I'm looking to kind of be like, this is what I want. I'm going to keep it. I'm going to build from it. I'm going to make a lot from it. That's what I'm looking to do. Because of that, you're very careful about what you're going to step into. And you're purposely waiting. I don't think anything is making you wait. I feel like you're choosing to, purposefully, very purposefully. And something is coming forward really strong. I don't think it's lost on Aquarius that certain things have a short shelf life. It's kind of like a job opens up, you either go for it or you don't. So it's kind of like, it could be one of those things. It's kind of like, oh, job opens up, either I go for it or I don't. This house just went on the market. I probably should at least try for it if I think I want it. Certain things have a short shelf life, and it's not lost on Aquarius. Aquarius usually knows that. Also, Aquarius kind of has that energy like, all right, this is probably not my last chance, but it may be a good moment of time before I get another one that I want. But the path opens. bam, opportunity comes, bam. That's what I'm getting from this. Like the path is being presented, the opportunity is being shown. This reminds me of putting in a job application and kind of like, let me at least go through the process because I don't want to miss I don't want to miss the possibility, even though I haven't decided if I really want it. I don't want to at least miss it before I've made my decision. So I do feel like I'm going into the process, but this reminds me of like sometimes people go for jobs or put in for jobs, but then they don't take them, or like they get all the way to the point where they're getting ready to start the training, or maybe they're a couple weeks into the training and then they're like, you know what, not for me, and they move on. Whatever this is that's being presented, though, I got the Ace of Cups too. So I'm feeling like it feels really good. It looks really good. Looks like my flavor. It looks like my time. So I'll show all three of these aces because I mentioned them. Ace of Fire, Ace of Water, and Ace of Air. All of this, boom, all at once. Boom. And it's a lot. It's a lot. I mean, it's not bad, but it's a lot. It's a lot to deal with all at one time. Not bad. And I feel like I know, okay, all right, as I'm going through the process, I'm like, you know what? Okay, yes, I'm ready. I'm going to do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. Okay, good. What is happening from that point on is a good question. Because there's some bumps in the road. Queen of Cups comes in on the dice. Wheel of Fortune comes in. The first thing coming in is assessing. And I feel like the assessing part goes fairly well, whatever that is. That's the next part I don't like. The surrender, it just doesn't sit. This doesn't sit right with me. In this situation, it just doesn't sit right with me. Kind of like, all right, I'm making this decision. I do think it's for me, but like now I am committing to this. And I'm like, I don't know where it will go. I think actually on the table it looks like this. So it's like this person is heading towards the void. They're like, you want me to surrender to this, but I don't really know where it's going. And some of this, I'm not going to have answers for possibly years. Possibly years. Even though I get the overall picture, I'm not able to see the forest for the trees yet. I see the forest, beautiful forest, a lot of great things in this forest. But there's pieces, the trees, the bugs, the animals, the streams, the rocks, all this stuff. I'm not able to get like and see like what is in here, like what type of gullies and valleys and all this other good stuff is in there. I just see the overall. This becomes a very anxious moment. Anxious, am I right with that? Because it's like I'm really gonna do this. Like I'm really gonna do this. I guess. Can we do the dice on that? Just this card by itself. Just this, as it's affecting Aquarius. This Three of Swords. I don't feel like I know for sure. It's making me nervous. Is this gonna go my way? Is it gonna go fast? It's a lot of question marks. They gave the Knight of Cups like this, and the Strength card like this. So it's kind of like, I don't know. It's nerves. It's nerves, but it's also like I don't have the answers, and I realize I feel like you're completely in the moment where you're like, well, I wasn't gonna get them, and I kind of knew that, but now that I'm here, it just feels different. It hits different. It's just not quite making it for me. This moment is also trying to push things forward, and more of the view is coming into focus. I just don't know what to think about it. I just don't know what to think about this person, if it's a person or the situation. It's showing more of its truth, but I'm like, it's like I'm not really sure that I like it. I just don't know. I seem to have this weird feeling like I need to make a decision. I need to make a decision. I need to make a decision. I'm getting that you actually don't, but you may feel like you do. And you have reasons for the way you feel, clearly. But I feel like if I push it too far, I'm going into an absolute of either getting completely into it or completely walking away from it. I'm getting they're saying, step back, use the gifts that you have, use your intellect. And if somebody else was going through this, whatever the situation is that you're faced with, and they needed some more time to really understand what's going on, what would you say to them? What would you advise them to do? I'm getting you don't have to like commit to this full off. Like an analogy I'm getting is like, you know, when somebody asks you to marry you. Did I say it? Somebody proposes, if I can just say it correctly. And then some people are like an engagement, maybe, you know, an 18-month engagement before the wedding date, whatever. Sometimes 2 years. I've seen people make it 3 to 5 years before. That's one of those things where you get more time. You're saying yes, but if something within those 3 to 5 years goes south and you're like, I don't want to do this, especially within the first 2 years before you've really sunk a lot of money into a wedding, if that's what you're going to do, it's easier to go, you know what? I thought yes, but it actually no. Actually no. So I feel like this is one of those things where if you step back and if somebody else was going through this, what would you tell them to slow it up? Because you do have the answers. And it might be just literally that perspective shift where you're like, oh yeah, I could do that. Oh yeah, I could. Think of somebody you care about, by the way. If you're going to use that analogy, don't use somebody that you're like, I don't really care what happens to them. Don't, you know, think of somebody you really do care about. You'd really like, they would ask your opinion and you know they would take your advice. What would you say to them? That type of thing. Because I'm getting like, to let this really come forward and show you what's really happening here, you need a moment to really sit on it, but that moment could be up to a year. Whatever is right for you, it could be a week to a year, whatever works for you. But it's kind of like, let's slow this up. I'm also going to use a job thing here. Say you go through the interview process. They're like, yeah, we love you. We would love to have you as soon as possible. How soon can you start? I'd be like, well, I'm really good at my job and they depend on me for a lot. Is a month possible? Because I really don't want to leave them high and dry. I really do take my jobs. When I work for somebody, I take that very seriously and I want to give them every benefit to be able to cope without me. However you want that to go. However you want to say that, in case that sounds a little bit something. You know how to make this work. Because I've seen people give 6 weeks notice before. And I just thought, wow, your new job is cool with that? That's fine. But it also gives you that leeway to like give yourself a little extra time before I put in notice at my job. Let me just sit with this for a minute and go that way. And then I'll give my 2 weeks notice when I'm ready. But it gives you at least 2 weeks, 2 weeks to really kind of like think about it a lot. Like, do I want to do this? Am I sure I want to do this? I feel like they're saying giving yourself extra time, even though I feel like most people maybe wouldn't be able to find that loophole. They're saying if you step back and give yourself a minute, you can find it. And then you can give yourself some buffer to like really make the best decision for you. The decision that you're making is not easy. Okay. I don't feel bad about this now because now I'm getting it now. Because I saw these two cards come in and the card on top of it's really contradictory, but giving yourself more time, it's kind of like this person's out here in the cold, right? It's very, okay, so I'm going to do, the Five of Pentacles is usually like being outside, feeling left out, not connected. When I'm seeing this card for your reading though, I'm getting like, I'm about to walk into this house. I need a moment to know what's in there before are people partying in there? Are people having fun? Is there nobody in there? Is it warm in there? What is it like in there? Before I walk into this house, what's actually happening? And I don't know what's going on. I need a moment to really kind of like sneak up to the window, listen a little bit. Are people there? If they are they getting along? Are they nice to each other? What type of people are here? I need a moment to soak it in. That's what I'm getting from this card. And the Devil card coming in is like, I'm only going to know so much, but I need to make a decision. It's either we're going to do this or we're not. Giving yourself a little extra buffer will help give you peace on what you're about to do or not do. Well, even if you walk away, that's something you're choosing. That's what you're doing. You're either going to walk away or walk in is what I'm getting at. I don't feel like you're going to stand out front and just freeze your butt off for the rest of your life. You're either going to step into the situation or you're going to let it pass you by, which is stepping out, whatever that is. Having that buffer will help you get peace. We kind of like, I knew what I got as much information as I could, and I made the best decision I could make for myself. That will help you find peace with the situation. But I'm also getting whatever you're going for, by having that moment, I feel like you're going to know that you made the best decision for you. You seem to be geared in that direction. A lot of you are going to go forward with this is what I'm getting. But it's kind of like, I need a minute to kind of research a couple more things, look into a couple this, that, and the other stuff. It's almost like if you're going into a business thing, like you're going into a new job, having that little extra time to like research how much people normally get paid in this type of job. Have there been any controversies with this company? When people leave these jobs, why do they normally leave these jobs? When people take these jobs, why do they usually take them? Even if it may be different from the reason you're taking it, why do they usually take them? What can you look forward to the people who are usually there? There's things you'll find. You'll find what you need to find. Aquarius is usually quite creative, in my opinion. You'll find different ways to get the answers you need to get. And there's a very happy social atmosphere here with the Three of Cups. And whatever it is, I feel like I want to step into it feeling comfortable and feeling ready as much as realistically possible. I want to at least have the confidence that like I found what I could. If everything I could find, I did my best. So the decision I made, I feel like I made the best decision for what I knew. It kind of reminds me of somebody who's dealing with, it's like I see this like on a ski slope thing, maybe because it's winter where I am, and like there's an accident and people rushing in to help, and then looking back and going, for what I knew, I did the best I could for the moment. It was better that I helped versus I didn't. And, maybe everything wasn't perfect, but for what I knew, for what I was able to do, for what was available to me, for the supplies I had in front of me that I was able to use for this situation, I did the best I could. That's where we're going with this. Are we good? All right, I'm going to shut this down here. Hope this helps. Thank you very much for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in a donation information, that's in the donation information that's below. Same email. Thanks again for watching. Have a great day.